Hey, everybody, it's Erik J. Olson for another episode of the Journey to $100 million. This time, it's a live recording going out on Facebook and Instagram. And the reason that I'm doing this live and the reason I'm doing this one at all is because I've been doing the 75 Hard program for the better part of a year at this point. Now, it's not continuous. I did the 75 Hard program, which is the first 75 days. And then about halfway through that, I learned that there's a follow-on program called Live Hard. And of course, I decided I have to do that. So I continued on after 75 Hard to do the Live Hard program. In that, there are 3 30-day phases through the remainder of a 1-year period. So it's not like all the time you're on, but you're on 3 times for 30 days, then you're off the rest of the year. And I finished on November 7th. Today's the 4th as we record this. So I've got today, the 4th, the 5th, the 6th, the 7th. I got 4 more days. Oh, by the way, I've got so much stuff to do today still as part of that. But I talk about 75 Hard. I talk about Live Hard a lot, not only on this podcast, not only on social media where we're live right now, but also just in general to people. I put it on my stories on Instagram, and every once in a while, someone asks me about it. And so the reason I'm going live today is because that's someone I've been talking to about 75 Hard for a couple, I don't know, maybe months. Stephanie Gorham. Hey, Stephanie, how you doing?
Hi, Erik. Thanks for having me on. I'm Stephanie Gorham. On the side, I work for a nonprofit called Volunteer Hampton Roads. I'm also a mom of 4 and a person really trying to do the 75 Hard, but failing at it.
Well, hey, look, by the way, you say on the side you work with you run Volunteer Hampton Roads. So
yeah,
I don't want anyone who's listening or watching to think that this is just kind of like a little side hustle thing. That's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, no, Volunteer Hampton Roads is amazing. I do get the honor of being the CEO of it. It's enjoyable.
Yeah, it's a big deal. It's a big deal around here. So if you're not familiar with Hampton Roads, it's the area that both Stephanie and I are from, which is the Norfolk, Virginia Beach area of Southeast Virginia. And Stephanie, I guess I probably, I went to one of your events a couple of years ago, the big annual volunteer event. Yeah, that was pretty cool. And I don't think we met there. I forget. I'm trying to remember where we actually met. Was it through like Marketers Anonymous, that event we used to have?
I think it was actually, I think we were on a panel together with Zach.
At ODU.
Mark, yeah, I think Mark Bowers was a part of it.
Yeah, that was at ODU. That's right. Okay, cool.
I have no idea. That was a while ago. I don't know what year that was.
Yeah, several years before COVID.
Oh, yes, jeez. Yes. But,
so we're going to be talking about 75 Hard today. Now, Stephanie, why tell the audience why are we talking about it, me and you here?
So I am now attempting it. I think this is my 6th try. And if anyone hasn't done this, like it's not like 6 like different months I tried it. It's like if you try it and you fail one day, you have to start over. And I failed definitely 5 times. It's really challenging. And the accountability part is probably the biggest part that I don't know if I'm the only one with that, but it's hard. So I'm looking for someone to kind of keep me focused and no cheating.
No cheating. So I didn't know it was 6. I thought it was more like 2. So you've kept some of those attempts to yourself, haven't you?
Oh yeah. I think I started in March, or was it February or March last year? Yeah.
Well,
then I tried again this summer. Yeah,
it's not an easy thing. I failed Live Hard phase 2, I think it was about 10 days in. And it's just every day I don't know how you feel about it, but actually, I'll tell you what, before we get into all that, let me go over the rules for anyone who doesn't understand what 75 Hard is. 75 Hard is it's a free program. Just Google the number 7 and the number 5 and then the word hard. So 75 hard. And if you want, you can put 75 hard rules in Google and it'll pop right up. It'll tell you exactly what to do. There is an app. If you're going to do this, I strongly recommend you get the app because you can check off the things every day as you go through them. Now, let me read to you what those things are. So first, you're going to pick a diet to follow. No alcohol, no cheat meals. The diet is not prescribed to you. You probably know what diet works for you. I know I do. So I just pick a diet and I have to stick to it. So like for me, as an example, it's no processed food. And a lot of people could define that a lot of different ways, but I define it as basically I want to eat real food, like food that's pretty darn close to what it looks like when it's like comes out of the ground or out of an animal, right? And that means basically no sugars, really. I mean, like, yes, sugar is natural, but like I get rid of all the junk. No chips, no pizza, no nothing. Drink a gallon of water daily. Complete 2 workouts a day. One of them has to be outdoors, and they're each for at least 45 minutes long. You cannot do one long workout for an hour and a half and say that that's 2 workouts. They have to be 2 separate instances. You have to read 10 pages a day of some sort of like nonfiction book, self-help book, but something that's going to actually help you. And then you have to take a progress photo every single day. So that's basically a selfie in the mirror. You're taking a picture of yourself. For me, it's like shirt off, take a picture. It's really easy. That's the thing that I didn't do that one day in phase 2 of Live Hard. And I woke up at like 2:30 in the morning and I was like, oh crap, there's something. I knew I forgot to do something. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know if it was part of 75 Hard or Live Hard. And when I realized what it was, I was like, oh, I could just take the picture now and everything will be fine. No one will know. But that's part of it, is if you skip a day, you got to start over. Now, luckily for me, I didn't have to go like all the way back to the beginning of 75 Hard per the rules, just to be to the beginning of that phase. But Stephanie, like when Stephanie has attempted, if she's in 5 days in, 25 days in, 74 days in, 75 days in, you're on day 75 and you forget to take that photo of yourself or you only read 9 pages, here's the rule. You fail. Now, if you don't declare it, that's on you. You'll know. You will know that you cheated the system. But people of high integrity, like Stephanie, say, no, I know the rules. I failed. I didn't do it. And that's the part. So like every day is actually like the daily stuff. Stick to a diet, big deal. Drink water, big deal. Complete 2 workouts a day, that can be a challenge, but it's like you're working out, it's great. Reading, big deal. And the selfie photo, big deal. So really for me, I don't know about you, Stephanie, but for me, like every individual day is actually relatively easy. Some days it's like really not bad at all. Other days it's 3:30 on a Friday and you've got 6 more critical tasks to complete. And I probably won't be done until 10 o'clock tonight. Right.
See, I haven't even read that far. I didn't realize you have to do that. Jeez. Stringing
it together day after day after day after day. That's the challenge. Is that what you found as well?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, because that's when you start getting sloppy or you don't schedule things out and you get tired.
Yeah, exactly. And you're like, oh, you know what? What are some
though, like to get tired and still push on? Like, isn't where the real, what does he call it? Grit?
The grind. The grit. Yeah. I'm with you.
That's where you really like the whole purpose is to build up that consistency and that grit, the mental grit. That's what I called it.
Yeah. Mental toughness.
Yeah.
Well, what were some challenges for you in the past?
Mine were like the outside workout because I do. The first one is the gym in the morning. I love that. That was easy. I love that part. The diet is not like when you put it into perspective of everything else. The diet was not a big deal. Water, not a big deal. Reading, not a huge reader, but not a big deal. But that last workout, sticking to the 45 minutes outside.
That's what got you, huh?
Every time.
All right. So for me, I do it in the morning. I try to get the hard stuff is reading every day. Because if I don't do it in the morning, before I know it, my day is crap. So I read. I do the outside workout right away, and now it's in the dark. So I've got like my reflective gear on my arms, and I've got a light for my hat that clips onto the bill. And you can see me, like I'm very visible, which is you need to be visible out there. But my wife, it drives her crazy. Like this morning, before I put my yellow jacket on, she's like, "I can barely see you. Like you need to light yourself up."
Yeah. I bet it's interesting because I've talked to other people who have done this, and they said they've done it, but they modified it to their lifestyle.
Yeah, right. And what do you think about that?
It's cheating.
It's cheating.
Yeah.
I have a buddy. I have a buddy who did it legit, and then he did it a second time, but he called it 75-ish or 75 hardish is what it was. But at least he admitted he knew he was, like he would have a drink every once in a while. And there's another person I saw online. Similar situation. He was doing it. I saw that he was posting, and then I saw that he posted a picture of like some whiskey or something, and I was like, "Oh, I thought you were on 75 hard." He goes, "Nah, I'm done with that."
Yeah.
But
no, that was one of mine. Going to happy hours and not having a drink. Although there are alternatives now that I can focus on.
But it's also one of those things. It's like. You're not going to happy hour. Like, I don't know about you, but if I go to happy hour and I get like a really good buzz going, like that's not good. Like I may slur my words. I may forget your name. Right.
Yeah. No.
So,
It's kind of just trivial, the things that have made me not finish this. So, but they add up. It's after a while. It's not that one day. It's not the second day. It's like after a week and a half. And then you still have how many weeks left to go?
Yeah.
So
it's a long time.
I want to know. So what did you do though, when you were getting to that tired point in the 75, what did you do to push through? Like you had to have a moment where you're like, F this, I'm not doing it anymore.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like most people get it at around 30 to 40 days. And you're just like, oh. And I feel like that all the time. Like what I'm doing now, I've got to do these stupid tasks. And I say stupid tasks, but all these things like actually move the business forward or my goals forward. So it's not stupid, but like I've got to get it done. I typically think back to the amount of time that I've put in so far, and I don't want to waste that. Right. So it's like, all right, if this is going to take me a long time today to do these things, yeah, that sucks. But I'm not going to throw away the last year, right? Like I'm so close that I'm just going to have to suck it up. And right, and then I also like remind myself that I made a promise to myself effectively. I said, I'm going to do it. So, integrity is doing what you say you're going to do. So when I get the feeling for like a slice of pizza or like maybe I'll just I went to 3 days, by the way, recently to Louisville, 3 days on a guy's trip. And we went to all these distilleries and I was in like whiskey tastings with whiskey right in front of me, like flights of whiskey.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, but the thing is, it was such a strong desire to say no that like I wasn't even tempted. I would just take that little whiskey and I'd be like, here you go, dude. You can have that. So.
Dang. But if you were 30 days in on the 75, do you think you still would have done that?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think it's just a matter of like, and I think that's the challenge. Okay. So there's a couple of challenges. One is, the repeatedness, like it's drudgery, like every freaking day you got to do this over and over and over again. Right. And so like it just gets monotonous and it gets boring and you're like, I don't want to do this anymore. But like, if you want to achieve your goals, it's going to be a lot of hard work. So I think that's one of the things that it's trying to teach you, right?
Yeah.
But then also like the mental discipline of just saying, no, like I said I was going to do this and I'm going to do it. I may have to stay an extra hour at work. I may have to walk tonight outside in the dark while my family's watching a movie. All right, well, I said I was going to do it. Right? And so like it requires, for me at least, like, and this is one of the tips I gave you offline, was putting it into my calendar.
Yeah, I already did that. That's good.
Yeah, so I've got and so like I've got a block every morning. It says cardio for an hour. And if I start scheduling stuff over that for whatever reason, I've got to move that somewhere. So that helps a lot.
Yeah, I'm glad you suggest that. I did it, and I've already seen like just so many different times where I've had to move that block. And I know previously I would have just seen those and been like, "Oh, I can't do it today."
Yeah, right. Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
and then another thing is certainly getting the people close to me, like on the same page. Like, hey, for me, I'm married. So Leah, hey, I'm going to be doing this. I know I'm picking yet another freaking diet. I know it's a pain because she makes a lot of the food in the house, right? All the food. So, but
real story.
I need, and hey, if it's like, is an issue, whatever, you could say like, I need your support. So like when you go to those happy hours, like the people that you work with or whatever, like you should let them know like, hey man, hey, I need your support. If someone's trying to like push a wine on me or whatever, please step in and tell them, no, Stephanie's not doing that. She's not drinking right now. And no, they should respect that. No one should really push too much.
No, I think, all my friends, even family, are supportive. I think the thing I get too is, did you ever get the, oh, you're so busy, I can't believe you're trying to do all that as well?
Yeah, of course. We're all busy, right?
I know. That's kind of the thing.
Yeah. No one's got time. No one's got no time for nothing.
What was the biggest benefit when you completed 75 hard? At the first 75? What just for you? What was the biggest damn right, that was good?
Yeah, it was total confirmation that if I set my mind to something, I can do it. And I've done stuff like that before, like set a goal, completed it, but I don't know about you and everyone else, but I need to constantly reaffirm with myself that I can do it. I can do it. I can. So, it was a big shot of confidence for sure for me when I did it, that I said I would do it. And, there were a couple of times, there was only a couple of times where the weather was like really bad, like raining sideways, but I loved it. Cause I'm like, this is what I want. I wish it was like this more, actually. I wanted a challenge. And so like getting out in the crappy weather when everyone else is like, no way, I'm not going out there. I'll just wait till tomorrow. I was out there. So it was huge boost of confidence that whatever I determine I'm going to do, I can do.
Mm-hmm. I also liked that. I think the biggest encouragement for me is that you posted all of that. Like, it was nice to see someone who's actually doing it, and I could see it happen. I also think that I think I will actually probably make it more social this time so that people know I'm doing it and not quitting.
And that for me, it was a big one too. Like, I told the world, so I wasn't just like letting myself down if I quit, but now I have to like tell people, oh, Erik, I thought you were on 75 hard 2 weeks ago. Now you're drinking. Then I'd have to be like, oh yeah, well, and then come up with some excuse, right? I didn't want to do that. So for me, like, the public accountability is a big thing in these kinds of challenges. Even if like I don't know who's keeping tally, probably no one is. But if I know that I'm telling the world that I'm doing it, then for me that helps me to keep myself accountable.
Yeah. Same.
So, what are your plans?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Starting tomorrow. Yes.
All right.
I've got it on my paper calendar. I have it on my phone calendar. I might try doing the outside in the morning. I mean, it is the hardest thing, I think, for me, so I might throw that out there. I'm very intrigued that I'm planning this over like Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's.
You know what?
Why
Good
not?
for you.
Yeah.
This is when I started. I started like just a few days after you're starting.
Okay, so you did that.
Yeah, I did exactly that. And I think will you be done? Well, actually, you know when are you going to be done?
I did look at that.
Let's see.
I forgot. Is it January something?
You will be done January 19th.
Nice.
All right. So yeah, you're going right over Thanksgiving, right over Christmas, right over New Year's. But you know what? Like, it doesn't matter. And actually, it's great because like you're this is like it'll be the hardest challenge, right? Because what? Because you drink usually around Christmas?
Yes.
Or you sit around and do nothing? Yeah, but imagine how great it's going to feel when you're like on Christmas Day, you're like, open up the presents and you're like, cool, all right, I'm going for a walk.
Yeah, no, I'm excited about that. I really like the part of being able to finish this and then knowing I can do something hard.
Yes, absolutely.
Big plans.
Cool.
Big plans.
All right. So tomorrow you start. This is great. So on November 5th, you're starting.
Mm-hmm.
And you've got it on your calendar for the 2 workouts a day.
Yes.
Awesome. And what's your diet?
I like intermittent fasting and then just no fried foods, which is hard because I love French fries, but
yeah, I went for sushi today and I really wanted like the volcano roll. And I'm like, nah, it's like deep fried.
Yeah. That's a
good
one.
But I picked the place that we went to today, like 2 weeks ago when I scheduled the lunch with the person I went with. And I'm like, oh, there's sushi. Yeah, that's fresh.
Yeah. It comes out. Yeah.
Cool. So intermittent fasting, no fried food.
Yes. And I'm going to change. I mean, I like, I do the 16-8, which works great for me. But then I'm going to throw in some of the, longer days. Maybe do. Because I've just heard some really good stuff about just changing it up for your body once in a while.
Yeah. I've heard good things about it. I did it a little for like barely. I tried it just like not eating breakfast like right away. Having coffee, which kind of suppresses your appetite, I guess, for a little while.
Yeah.
That seemed to help.
Yeah.
But cool.
No, I like that. I don't do the breakfast. I just kind of start eating around 12:30 or 1.
There you go.
Wrap it up by like 7-ish, 8.
What about reading? Are you normally a big reader?
No, not at all. I actually got my lineup. This is my first one. I have a friend. Oh, you've read this. Okay. So I told you guys to read it. So that's my first one.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to do this one because it looks interesting.
Got it right here. Yeah. Shout out Owen Van Sickle. Yet again, another shout out on this podcast.
I'm going to read it, Owen. Finally. It looks like a pretty.
Did he sign yours?
No.
Oh.
No, Amazon.
Oh, really?
What? Yeah. Actually, I think I'm having lunch with him soon, so I'll make sure he signs it.
Nice, that's hilarious. Hold on. Do me a favor. Will you hold it up? I'm going to take a picture of the screen.
Wait.
Send it to Owen.
Yeah. No, I'm looking forward to that. No, I'm usually not a big reader. My husband is. Oh my gosh. His idea of, just chilling is like he's got 4 different historical books going on. And then a John Grisham on the side.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
But before 75 Hard, I got out of I had been out of the habit of reading for a long time. And mostly it would be like if I had a flight, I'd bang out like half a book on the flight there. Or actually, maybe more like a quarter of the book on the way there, another quarter on the way back, and then I would have a half-finished book that I didn't finish.
Yes.
So that was cool. Like there's a bunch of books back there, and probably half of those I read this year. So, I mean, that's.
Oh, I need to try out y'all's book. Did you and Kevin write a book together, or is that just?
I wrote this one up there, the $1 Million Journey.
I'll have to try that one.
I will send you a copy.
Will you sign it?
I will.
And I'll pressure Owen. He's got to sign mine. So what? So from one not like lifetime reader to another, what other books would you suggest? I mean, I've got a few, but always looking for recommendations.
So one that I've been talking about a lot is E-Myth. So these are business books. Is that the kind of book you're interested in? E-Myth is one of those business management classic books about running a business and organization, the different like roles that you have and the challenges of growing that kind of a business, or in your case, like an organization. Mm-hmm. That one would be really good. Let's see here. I read a lot of advertising books.
Oh yeah, that'd be
a lot of marketing books.
Honestly, I like to. So we work with a ton of nonprofits, and my biggest spiel is we are all businesses. We just don't have money to give back to any stakeholders. It just goes back into our community and our mission. So we're all about making profit.
Good for you.
They should all be about making profit. It's just who gets it.
Yeah. Anomaly. Have you read that by Zach Miller?
I have not.
That's a good one. He did a good job.
Did he?
He did a very good job. I was very impressed. Yeah, because I've read some of his previous, not really books, but like he had a couple things that he was working on in the past that maybe could have been turned into books, and so when I heard about Anomaly, I was like, I don't know, I've read his other stuff before, but but he did. He put a lot of work into it, and he had an editor and a publisher, and it's very good. I was very impressed.
Okay, I'll have to try that. Did he do 75 Hard? Because I remember seeing him post. This is like a.
No, he did. He hasn't done that, not that I know of, at least. But no, I don't think so. He's done a lot of triathlon.
Oh, okay.
Prepping. So he and I trained for 2 triathlons over 2 years together.
Wow.
Yeah.
I will not do that.
And then the last one that we both did, we were like, that's it.
Yeah.
That's a lot of work.
Was it Ironman?
We did a half Ironman, which was exhausting. So yeah, it was, like, God. There were days where we would swim for over an hour in the morning and then get out and go ride a bike for another hour and a half. And then I kind of like with 75 Hard and trying to get the hard stuff done first, I would do both those things before going to work. And so it was exhausting. I mean, I would be on that bike, my stationary bike, at like 4:30 in the morning, 4:15 in the morning. I'm like, this is stupid. What am I doing? Like that one was like, this is dumb. I don't know why I'm doing this.
Yeah. No, and I get that. I think that's why the 75 Hard is probably the only thing that's really caught my attention, because I like the entire concept behind it. It's not just about the physical piece of it. It's about the mental piece.
Yeah, exactly. And no day is really any more difficult than any other day. It's just what's your mindset at the time, right? Or what do you allow into your day that's stopping you from getting these things done? So it's totally on you. And like these workouts don't have to be like exhausting. So like Ed Hopper. You know Ed Hopper? I'm sure.
Yeah, he did it.
Yeah, he did it. He's doing Live Hard. He's getting ready to start phase 3. There's a timing issue. He's got to wait until the right time, but he'll be starting that soon. Mm-hmm. And he told me that he did all of his workouts were walks, every single one of them, which is totally legit. When I did 75 Hard, I got COVID during that period of time. Yeah, and so I would walk in the morning, even when I was like deep in COVID, I would walk in the morning outside. I didn't see anybody. It was early enough. I didn't cross paths with anybody. So I was cautious. But then in the evenings, I was just like, for like a week, I was exhausted. And so I did what I could. I'd stretch. I'd do like abs, crunches. I would curl, my dumbbells.
Yeah.
That was it. That's all I could, but you just keep going. So it's the situation that you're in, and then also the mental situation that is really the determinant of how hard it is.
Yeah. I really hope I don't have to get sick and do any of that. That sounds like that would be a challenge. Yeah, the weather will be fun too. I think we're gonna go up north for Christmas, so that'll be fun.
Hell yeah. So travel days, those are a challenge for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's where it's like, all right, I'm getting up early. I'm getting my first workout in. I'm getting that one out of the way, and then we're going to travel. So like when it's so interesting. So like I mentioned Louisville, on the way back, on the flight back, I picked a flight that was like mid-morning, like 11 a.m. So I'm like, all right, I'll be able to get up, get my workout in, and then I can go to the airport. Because I don't want to like fly all day and then have 2 workouts. That ain't gonna work.
Well, and you have to like wait in between. You can't like do them back to back, which I wanted to a few times.
Yeah.
Which is things I've never wanted that in my life. That's weird. But
yeah.
But yeah, I think it's about the planning. I just need to. I think having it all planned out the day before.
Yeah, definitely. Well, cool. All right. So starting tomorrow through January 19th, I'm excited for you. And I'm going to be your accountability coach.
Yes. And I'm going to go on the internets with it.
Yep. So. Good. All right. So, as a matter of fact, so are you going to post every day?
I am. I'm going to do it because, it's too easy for me to quit if I don't do it. Cause then who really knows I'm doing it? Except for Erik.
I'm going to go find you right now. I mean, I already follow you, but go find you on Instagram right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I am going to click that little bell that says, all right, anytime that she posts a story, I want to be notified.
All right.
So for those that don't know, in the app, in the 75 Hard app, I'll show you mine if you're watching. So
another thing about that app is there have been a few times where I almost forgot the picture too. Like I can see how you got caught up on that one.
Yeah. So this is my app, my version of the app. So it's called 75 Hard, but it also continues through phase 1, 2, and 3, and I'm on phase 3. You can see all that stuff I got to do. So I still have to do my second workout, finish 1 gallon of water. I'm like, I feel actually like really parched. I think, according to my tracker, this is only the second one today, which is crazy. That doesn't even make sense. My 8 powerless critical tasks, a conversation with a stranger, and a random act of kindness.
Oh, that sounds fun. I love
the
random conversations. Oh, hell yeah.
It is cool. It's been an interesting one. The random act of kindness is really interesting too. So there's been a lot of like cleaning trash off the road, buying people stuff at stores. I went on to GoFundMe once, and I contributed to something for the hurricane, the recent hurricanes we had. The best was when there was a disabled car on Battlefield and Volvo, and I was coming out of the Walgreens. If that area is familiar to you, basically, there was a very busy street, and there was a disabled car like right in front of me. And when I looked over, it was a young lady driving the car, and there was like a 7-year-old kid in the back seat, and she was stuck, and people were like honking as they went around her. No one was helping her. Like, it was shocking to me. So I was like watching for like probably about 2 minutes, and I'm like, someone's going to stop and help, right? Like, they were just trying to get around her. Like, they didn't want to help at all. So I waited for all the traffic to clear. I ran out there. I'm like, I knocked on the window. said, hey, put your car in neutral. I'm going to push you. And right about at that time when I went around to the back, traffic was coming again. And I'm like, oh, crap. And I'm out there in the middle of the street, basically, right?
Oh, my gosh.
And so I was like doing this, like, stop, right, to the cars that were coming from behind. And people kept going around. I couldn't believe it.
What time of day was it? People, I feel like people are, like, normally jerks in traffic, but there's a certain time of day they're worse.
It was so disappointing.
Yeah.
In humanity that people were just still going around us when I was out there trying to flag people down. Like literally, like, I need you to stop.
Yeah.
But finally, a father and a son jumped out and the three of us pushed her around the corner. And then another guy, like I kept looking behind us to see if we were going to get run over. And then another guy in a big truck, he was like going very slow behind us, like blocking for us. I was like, thank God, you know? So there are good people out there. So the lesson learned for me was like, definitely like, if you jump in to help someone, others will follow you.
Yeah, eventually. See, but also you being so public about doing the 75 hard. I mean, it's also been helpful for other people trying and failing and trying.
Now, I think Zach Miller is correct when he posted on our live here that people do not like to be inconvenienced. Zach, did you just join us, Zach? You probably did. You missed my shout out to you.
You really
now I got to go get it. Just because you're on.
Zach, it's good to see you.
Stephanie's going to be starting 75 hard. Yeah, you did miss it, bud. I said, I really recommend Anomaly.
He did.
How to Finally Stand Out from the Crowd by Zach Miller. I said, you should read that. I said, I've read everything by Zach, and it's all amazing. That's what I said.
It was kind of like that. Zach, I need your book. All right.
Yeah, Zach, she needs your book. I'm sending her a signed copy of mine, just saying. Free. Also, just saying.
Actually, hold on. I take it back. I think I have his book. No, and this is true confessions. I don't think I've read it because that's the thing. Every friend I have that has a book out usually get it. Except I haven't gotten your book. But oh my gosh, Zach, I gotta see if I have your book. I haven't read it. I gotta look.
Yeah.
My husband sends this meme to me all the time. It's this like bookshelf of these books, like looking at the owner, just judging them because they're buying a new book yet they haven't read one of them or they read half of them, and that's me.
By the way, the other book, everybody, that we talked about was What You Know About Selling Is Not True by Owen Van Sickle. Yep. I read it, and that is going to be Stephanie's first book that she reads in 75 Hard, which she starts tomorrow.
Yeah. And hey, we didn't talk about this one.
I read
that one, but that's a great, if you haven't done it, read it.
Now, Zach says most books don't get read. Have you read that one?
Why don't they get read?
I think he's right. Well,
I think he is.
But that could be a Zach stat, which is, 76% chance that is correct. Or is it 77% incorrect? Yeah. Anyways. No, I haven't read that book. Actually, I don't really want to read it now because it could either influence me to do it again or I could find that I did everything wrong.
Oh, wait, you didn't read this? You didn't read this? Oh my gosh, it's so funny because if you listen to his podcast, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely.
Okay, it's written just like he talks.
Yeah.
I'm just like, did he have anyone actually look over it? Because it's like that is a huge run-on sentence. You're like repeating things. It's just, it's awesome.
So, are you going to be wearing your band?
Yes, I actually had it on earlier. Wait, hold on. Wait, can you see it?
Oh, don't be a little bitch. Wow, that's so. Mm.
Oh wait, but this is better.
Champions dominate. Yep.
I'm doing it wrong. God, why is this so hard?
Yeah.
No.
That's a different person than Andy Frisella, but Well, I'm excited for you. I'm going to be checking in. I've got
Right.
the notification on, and I'm gonna hold you accountable. You asked me to hold you accountable.
I
So
appreciate it. I need it. I'm ready. Thank you.
I'm excited for you. This is it.
Hey, congrats on your wrapping it up too.
Thank you. Yep, almost there.
All right.
Well, cool. Good luck, and let me know if you have any questions. And
I
can't wait to see your stories tomorrow.
All right. Thank you, Eric.
All right, Stephanie. Bye.